Hey guys, welcome back to another video over here on the Chinese Zodiac and horoscopes. Today we're going to be doing a reading for all those born in the year of the snake. So if you're born in the year of the snake, then this is a reading for you. Let's see how you've gotten on this week as we shuffle these cards and see if there is any words of wisdom or any dire warnings for the snake people this week. Let's just shuffle and stop. Let's stop there. Let's take that one from the bottom. Let's take this one from the middle. Let's take this one from the top. What have we got? We got 3 black cards. Not a great day for the reptiles today. We've got a dragon card though, so it's not all bad. The dragon reading this morning, that had 3 black cards, and as I said then, I'll say now, I say every single time, black is not always an attack, and this is a good example of that, because the dragon and the snake are very compatible. They go together very, very well. Every dragon needs a snake, and every snake needs a dragon. It's just the way the world works. I don't know why, but that's just how it is. They are the karmic signs. So the dragon is the positive, and the snake is the negative. You've got yin and yang there. That dragon's coming in here. That's a karmic card. If you want to know more about that, hit the subscribe button, because we will be doing more videos on the karmic cards and things in the future. But that dragon card there is basically coming in, and it is showing that this is a time of great courage for snakes. They need to have courage and be a bit braver than they usually would be. Snakes are quite brave. They're quite brave, but you need to have a little bit of braveness there, because without a kind of bold, courageous outlook to what is happening around you right now, it's going to be so easy to get dragged down. It's going to get so easy to find yourself in a negative loop, and you don't want that. You don't need that. You definitely don't want to have to put up with this longer than you want to be putting up with it, or you don't want to be in this position longer than you have to be. And that dragon is a doer card, so that is saying things need to get done. It is the positive karmic card, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's your karma that it's going to be. It's just things are happening universally around you right now that are pushing things in directions and making changes here, there, and subtle things that you may miss or you may neglect if you're not paying attention very well. I think with this here, you are being encouraged to maybe team up with somebody, get some perspectives, talk to someone, open up to somebody. I mean, there are people around you that are sympathetic to what you need, and they understand. They're compatible with you, so they understand what you're going through. They understand what you need. They understand how hard this is for you right now. And I think they're going to empathize with you. They're going to want to help you. They're going to want to be there for you. You've got some good friends. You've got some people around you that are really kind of there to help you out. It's just you're not really seeing it, or you don't believe them or trust them because of experiences that you've had in the past. I think this isn't really a time for you to be ruthless or focus on that negative and go into the defensive. I think that's just going to hinder you further. You need to be open. You need to have this kind of dragon philosophy of never giving up. And that's the key here. If you give up, which you feel like you could or you would or you should, you're going to regret that. It's going to come back and haunt you, because you're going to reap the rewards from this. There are rewards to have. It may not be your necessary karma or what you deserve, but there will definitely be rewards if you play your part here. And your part as a snake is very important right now. You need to remember who you are. That dog card, opposite to the dragon, they are conflict cards. But the dog and the snake, not necessarily a bad duo. You're not exactly massively compatible, but that dog is a sign of respect and protection. And I think this is what you're doing here, is you're withdrawing, you're recoiling, you're trying to protect yourself, you're going on the defensive, and that's what that dragon has tried to persuade you not to do. But it looks as if you've had to take a step back anyway. I don't think this is a time for taking a step back, though. I think this is a time for actually speaking out. I think this is a time for you to kind of voice your how you feel and what you're going through. There are people around you that respect you, and they're going to respect you more if you're open and honest. It doesn't matter if it leads to an argument or some kind of subtle disagreement or a confrontation, because you are capable of wording things in a way that most people are going to understand. You're a thinker. You're part of the thinker triangle. You just need to think this through. You need to reflect on this and come up with the right strategy. You're strategic. You're very sly. So make sure you're doing it in a more open way. When I say sly, I don't mean this in a negative way. It's never a negative, whatever it is. Whether you see it that way or not is your perspective. It can be seen as very admirable. It can be seen as as a talent, you know. You'd make a good assassin, for example. However, maybe being a little bit more open is the key here. Maybe trying to do a little bit more work with the people around you, those that are affected by this, or those that are making you feel like this. You may not necessarily think it's worth it, and you may think, why rock the boat? Why disturb the peace? Why do that? But I think if you don't, things aren't going to change. And you're just going to keep persevering. You're going to keep persevering here, committed to it, dedicated to it, holding on to it, whether it's in thought or action. And it's just going to wear you down bit by bit. It's chipping pieces off of you. And I think you need to have a rant. You need to say your piece. You need to get it out there. You need to talk and express yourself, whether or not it's shouting, screaming, crying. It's emotional, you know? And you're very emotionally intelligent. So don't get jealous or possessive or kind of be dominant in this situation. Don't try and push this. But there's nothing wrong with you actually voicing your concerns and saying, this is how it affects me. This is my perspective. This is how I feel. Now back off a bit, or, you know, or leave me alone, or, you know, come closer. Whatever it is, the desired effect, you're not going to be able to get that unless you instigate it and make those changes and rise up to that. Oh, we're going straight in the opposite direction, though. We're going straight towards that pig card. Now, that pig is the conflict card for the snake. Out of all of the cards of these three, the dragon and the dog, even though they are conflict signs in themselves, which shows there is a conflict here, this is also your main conflict, which is the conflict of the snake. As I say, hit that subscribe button because we will be going over conflicts and compatibilities in the future. But that pig coming in there is basically, again, showing you that you are not going to be able to do this unless you push through and you do persevere and make your struggles known. People aren't going to appreciate it if you just become silent and sullen. People aren't going to appreciate it or even know what is going on if you decide to slink into your hole and hide underneath your rock. I mean, the choice is yours. You can do that. The snake is a very slow to trust person. They're very kind of reserved in that sense. Maybe that's what you need to do. Maybe you need to take a step back and withdraw for a little bit, recover. But I don't see that. I see this as a time for you to actually take the fight to that person or that thing. And when I say fight, I don't necessarily mean physically. I just mean, you know, voice your concerns. There's something on your chest. There's something that's getting you down. There's something that's holding you back. There's this big thing, this big shadow that's following you about. Turn and face it. Turn and face it and basically express your need for something different or something more. I think really you're kind of lacking the enthusiasm because it's not something that you would usually pursue. It's not something that you'd rather be doing. You wouldn't want to be in this position if you had a choice. You're being pushed towards being more stagnant and still rather than progressive and forward moving. And that's going to bother you. So if you have to stop, then why not stop in comfortability and curl up under your own rock in your own way, in, you know, on your own terms. I just feel that you're just dwelling on this and it's going to make things worse for you in the future, because if you do this now, nobody's going to listen to you in the future when it comes up again, and it will come up again. What goes around comes around. It will keep coming around for you to keep having to deal with something if you're not dealing with it properly. This is how the universe works. These challenges, these hurdles, these obstacles in our way, they get presented here for us to deal with. If we avoid them, if we try and ignore them, if we just, you know, pretend they don't exist, they don't go away. They stay there, and some of these things just get bigger and bigger and worse the longer you leave them. It's like a festering wound. This is going to lead to infection, maybe amputation. We don't want to remove anything here. And when I say amputation, I don't mean chop off your leg. I mean things are going to be removed by force. Things will walk away, you know, things will give up on you. You're just going to have this empty space in your life because you refuse to voice yourself now and express yourself. It will be hard, but you are still a snake, so you can be ruthlessly honest if you need to be. You can lash out when you want to. You have that cobra strike, the rattler rattle. And at the moment, you're rattling your tail and nobody's listening, so maybe it's time that you spit some poison and actually have a bit of a bite here. That will show them. And that dog wouldn't hold back. That dragon wouldn't hold back. These are cards that both of these cards are pretty much let's get at it. Let's bring it on. Ding ding ding. Here goes the bell. Round 1. So you need to go the round, go the distance, keep swinging. Just basically keep swinging. Don't give up. Don't give up. This is not a week for giving up right now. This is a week for you to persevere, push through, keep your head up. I don't know what the outcome's going to be here in regards to if it's going to be good or bad, because that pig card is a little bit, to and fro when it comes to conflicts. But changing your perspective and actually, thinking to yourself, is it really worth staying quiet? That's going to help, because it's not. Voice yourself, express yourself, tell them how you feel. Whether it's at work, whether it's at home, whether it's with family, friends, a lover, doesn't matter. Don't bottle your feelings up here, because snakes are very good at that. Snakes will bottle up and bottle up and bottle up, and this is going to cause you big, immense emotional blockages and a lot of problems. It really will grind on you mentally and emotionally. You need to express yourself and open up and basically let that out instead of harboring it in. We'll see how you get on this week, and we'll come back next week and we'll do another reading for you guys and see where we are at then. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, because we come back every day for readings. Tomorrow we'll be back for the sheep and the horse. So if you're a sheep or a horse, or you're just interested in the Chinese Zodiac, they'll be there tomorrow. If not, I'll see you next week when we come back for another snake reading. Until then, guys, love and peace.